Hey folks, Rodney here again, back with another video. If it's your first time watching, thanks for taking the time to check out the video, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you are one of my subscribers already, I appreciate you guys taking the time and being a faithful subscriber. So welcome back. Anyway, I wanted to kind of talk about some of the things that are going on right now. Talk about production a little bit, talk about waiting times to get your Tundras. For many of you that don't already know, I am a salesperson at a Toyota store, and so I kind of have inside information when it comes to, how long does it take to get a vehicle, what's going on, where's my vehicle at. I get all kinds of questions all the time. Hey, I put in a deposit on a vehicle, it's been about 4 months, still haven't heard anything, don't know what's going on. And so I kind of want to break that down a little bit and maybe answer some of those questions. First off, Toyota has cut production, and I don't know how much you guys have read or seen about that, but they've recently cut production, and it's not Toyota's fault, it's the suppliers. And I'll give you an example. So for instance, I work in kind of a smaller dealership. We normally sell 100 new cars a month. There's obviously many larger dealerships out there that sell a lot more, but normally prior to COVID we had 200 new vehicles in stock. Currently we have, I think, 2. So obviously it's definitely a different time. The problem, as I mentioned, is the suppliers are not getting us the materials we need to build the vehicles. And so, as I mentioned as an example, so Toyota Tacomas, we sell mostly double cabs. I'm in Oregon. We sell probably 95% of 4-wheel drive, so we don't sell many 2-wheel drives. But anyway, Toyota has been sending some 2-wheel drives because they can't get the components that we need to provide as much inventory as we need. The other thing is that they currently, last month, they sent us 13 access cabs and virtually no double cabs. Biggest reason is they couldn't get any rear doors. So there again, it's not Toyota's fault, but everybody is running into supply issues. What initially started as microchips turned into microchips, then tires, then dashes, like I said, doors. So it's widespread. It's not just any one thing. So back to ordering vehicles. I hear all the time people say, yeah, I put in an order at such and such a dealership and they told me it's going to be 8 to 12 months. Well, first off, Toyota asked us about 3 to 4 years ago to not order anything. Their reasoning at the time was that there was enough inventory throughout the region that our dealership was in that we could trade with other dealerships and get what we needed. Obviously, in this situation where we have this huge national inventory shortage, that's not the case. So a lot of dealerships are trying to put in what they call a preference. A preference allows you to go in there and put in an order exactly the way you want it, but that vehicle will never get built unless a dealership, number one, has an allocation for that. And so I'm going to break it down even a little bit further. So when it comes to Tundras, we have people looking for the 1794 edition. Honestly, I've only seen a couple 1794 editions, probably out of the 50 allocations that we've seen. So, if you guys are looking for one of those and you've got an order in somewhere, it's going to be tough to get that filled. What's happened in the past, we've done the same thing. We put in a preference for somebody, and the vehicle is set in the order banks for 4 months, and Toyota finally comes back and says, well, we're not going to build that vehicle. I don't know about you, but if I was that person waiting for a vehicle and I waited for 4 months and then they come back and say they're not going to excuse me, not going to build it, I'd be a little frustrated. So what some dealerships are doing, like I said, they'll put in a preference for an order and then find something that's similar to it that's coming in, and then they can do what they call a boss change. Well, boss change, a lot of it is port installed options, but occasionally they can actually change the color of a vehicle and maybe interior upgrades and whatnot. Probably 1 out of 10 boss changes that we request actually gets filled. So the point I'm trying to make is that if you're holding out to get exactly what you want, the chances of you getting that vehicle in any timely fashion are going to be pretty slim. I talked to many people that you started out that route and then ended up going and just kind of found an allocation that somebody had. Sorry, just cop just passed. I better slow down a little bit. But anyway, you know, they're holding out to get exactly what they want, but the problem is, you know, they're waiting, and they don't know how far down the list they are of people that have actually already put in orders too. So if it was me and I was a little bit flexible, what I would do is I would search for a dealership that had an allocation already coming in, that you knew exactly when the vehicle was coming in. You know, they could try to do a boss change, but keep in mind that that boss change might not get filled, and so you may end up getting the vehicle with less equipment that's what you were looking for. But you know, if you want a vehicle now, that's probably going to be the quickest way to get one, rather than, you know, waiting for, you know, 6 to 12 months. So if you have any questions, like further information, let me know how I can help. I can also, if you can provide me with a VIN number of a vehicle, and this might be difficult, the VIN number, when the vehicle is initially built, it comes with a temporary VIN. I can take the VIN number of the vehicle and put it into Toyota's system, and it will give me an indication of, you know, where it's at in the status. That creates another issue. Toyota used to, and I say this because, you know, as a salesperson, Toyota used to provide an ETA of when the vehicle was going to arrive. So it would show us when the vehicle was allocated, it would show us when it was going to be built, then it would show us when it's in transit. So in transit, meaning the vehicle's been built, they've shipped it to the dealership, and then we could follow it from there, and then within about 2 weeks of it arriving at the dealership, it would give us an ETA of exactly when it was going to be delivered. Now, give or take a day or two. Toyota has recently changed that, and once it goes into F status, which means normally it's, you know, 2 to 3 weeks out, we don't have any ETA anymore. We just wait and wait and wait until it finally shows up. And so it makes it a little frustrating for a salesperson, you know, wanting to provide that information for their customers. But I think that Toyota may have done it that way just to not overpromise something, because, you know, Toyota as a whole is having issues as well. You know, not only they're having issues getting supplies to make the vehicles, but then they also have shipping transportation issues as well. So whether it be not enough people at the ports to unload the vehicles, whether they not have enough truck drivers to get them out to the dealerships, you know, it could be a number of different things. But anyway, they, you know, it's not quite like it used to be. So try to be patient. Salesperson only has so much information, but you can build a strong relationship with that person that you're working with. You know, let them know that, or make sure that they have your best interest at heart. Just keep that open communication. Anyway, hope this answers some of the questions out there. Like I said, if you're holding out for that specific vehicle exactly the way you want it, and I get it, it's obviously they're expensive, but you know, it could be a while before you get it. So let me know if I can help with anything. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and there again, if you haven't already subscribed, please take the time to like and subscribe. Have a great day.